Minecraft released an update earlier in June, and since then, I've coded 10 fully functional mods that let you hawk tuah, get beheaded, play basketball with a goat, and breed a Despicable Me minion with a pig. I'll explain how I can do this so much faster than Mojang at the end of the video, but for now, let's get into it. My first mod adds identity theft to Minecraft. Now, when you make a new world, you first have to go to the DMV to register your name and address. There's gonna be a long line, but it's Minecraft, so you can just do this. Now you get to wait 30 real-life minutes for the DMV villager to take your information, and then you'll get your ID card. If someone else gets your ID card, they'll be able to rob the Minecraft bank and frame you. Or worse, they're legally allowed to take your skin and live as you, which means dating your Minecraft girlfriend and raising your Minecraft kid, while you serve the prison sentence for that bank robbery. If you fall in lava with your ID and it burns up, you'll stop existing and be forced to travel the world as a ghost that no one else can see. While we're on the topic of crimes, I also made the kids napping and kidnapping update, which, as you might expect, adds kidnapping to Minecraft. To start off with, I gave baby villagers this new sleeping animation, and if you sleep right next to them, you can enter their dreams. Most of the time, their dreams will just be a little confusing, and the world generation might be a little bit off. But all my dreams are about being chased by this man, so you're gonna get this dream sometimes, and sometimes you can watch them have a good dream and bring those emeralds back to the overworld. But since this is a mod about kidnapping, you can now farm those emeralds by having a bunch of sleeping baby villagers in your basement. To make this balanced, sometimes you'll wake up having sleep paralysis and none of your controls will work. And here's what this looks like in first person. If you dream, you'll get this special dreams dream. Like all Minecraft YouTubers, I'm trying to be a good influence, and so to prevent you from committing crimes like kidnapping or identity theft, I added executions to Minecraft. Villagers now come with an executioner villager, which means if you're caught committing a crime, you'll get executed for it. If the executioner is caught committing a crime, he'll get put in this new guillotine structure. He's understandably freaked out, but luckily, we can use Minecraft's new bundle item to cover up his head. I also thought about adding an electric chair like this, but Minecraft has redstone instead of electricity, so I made it a redstone chair instead, which turns you from a useless criminal into a useful redstone machine. You can even breed redstone machines together to make really useful stuff like a sand duplicator, or breed a redstone machine with an executioner villager to make the Terminator. We'll need powerful new energy sources to maintain technology that's as advanced as this, which is why I also added these giant nuclear reactors to every village. All these villagers are hard at work keeping the reactor running, and if you distract even one of them, the reactor will instantly explode, and without power, the lights in the village will turn off. But that's okay because these radiation mutated villagers can see in the dark anyways. The closer you get to Chernobyl, the more mutated the villagers will be. And let's just say that the villagers inside the reactor will have a hard time finding a date to the prom. You better not have laughed at that because you don't look any better. Luckily, you can cancel out your radiation poisoning with another dose of radiation. So if you and your villager friends just go to another village's nuclear reactor and distract another villager, you'll all be cured. You might have noticed that these mutated villagers can open their mouths and that they have a little bit of spit dribbling around, which is a perfect transition into me adding hawk tuah to Minecraft. You can now press S to spit, which means you'll have to change your movement keys unless you want to be constantly spitting when you're walking backwards. Spit is a great early game projectile for keeping mobs away, but since zombies are just bald green Steves, they can now spit right back at you. If you time it right though, you can catch it with your mouth and double it and give it to the next person, and at some point it'll get so big that it'll just fall and make a spit water block. Which of course means Minecraft now has spit waterfalls and spit rivers, as well as mobs that grew up drinking spit instead of water. In completely unrelated news, I also added a hawk to a Minecraft. These guys fly around your world looking for small animals like rabbits to pick up and eat, and so if you hold some raw rabbit, they'll fly down and pick you up, which lets you kind of fly around and build stuff like you're in creative mode. If you leave the hawks alone, you'll notice that sometimes they'll pick up a block, and that's because I coded their AI to always be trying to build a giant statue of the hawk tuah girl, because I'm really trying to get on her podcast. Speaking of brain rot, I also added CIA brainwashing to Minecraft. There are now these new military villages with military villagers, and if you sneak into their top secret research lab, you'll see that they're growing new mushrooms that even Mojang doesn't know about. This mushroom is literally alive and feels pain, and a bunch of tiny smurfs live in these. But this mushroom is the one that the CIA is really interested in. If you give it to a regular villager, they'll lose their grip on reality. And if you eat it yourself, this will happen. It'll be really hard to escape the military village like this, and so they'll probably capture you and keep testing their secret mushrooms on you. And no one will know until the documents get released 30 years later. Speaking of governments, I also made it possible for villagers to revolt in my French and Revolution update. I first created a France biome, which is just a regular biome, but Eiffel Towers and the Louvre now spawn everywhere. And every time you try to cook food, this rat will steal it and turn it into ratatouille. You can also now craft bread into a baguette, or put them in a cross shape to make a croissant. If you live in the France biome, you're now responsible for handing out this bread every single day to these French villagers. And if you miss a day, they'll get hungry and eat the rat from earlier. If you miss 2 days in a row, they'll start revolting and destroying everything in their path while they march towards you. And when they find you, they'll place down this unaliving machine. Luckily for you, they made it for villager heads, so it'll just give you a little haircut. To make this French update more realistic, I also added mimes to the game and changed the name of the whole game to Minecraft. Speaking of realism, I also let you shear goats in my Shearing Goats update. As the name suggests, you can now shear goats for their fur and trade it to these villagers for cozy fur jackets and fur hats. But you might have noticed that I have no idea what a goat looks like underneath its fur. So I decided I might as well make it look like another goat. Just like in real life, LeBron will occasionally lay a basketball, and if you leave it alone, it'll hatch and Bronny will come out of it. If you pick it up and walk around, you'll be in this new dribbling animation, and if you click and hold, you can shoot the basketball. If you just hold it and walk forward though, you'll be traveling, and so you'll get teleported 100 blocks in the direction you were walking, but it'll also spawn a referee that's mad at you. Luckily, you can take him to all the Bronnies and LeBrons and host your own NBA games, where you can charge villagers a ton of emeralds for tickets and merch. Also, since LeBron is hiding under every goat, you can obviously play basketball with the vanilla goats now. I don't have any sort of transition or logic for our 10th and final update, but the story behind it is I started saying "Bello" like the minions from Despicable Me, and so I wanted to make a Minions update, so here they are. They follow the most evil person on the server, and in their eyes, one of the most evil things you can do is breed one of them with another mob. To be even more evil, you could build a pentagram like this, and sacrifice your minion pig to summon an evil demon. The demon is actually evil though, and will constantly be destroying stuff in your world or running experiments on innocent villagers, and so you can breed it with a minion to tone it down. The minions and their half-demon cousin will help you with any evil plans, like beating up Minecraft wildlife, but the second you do something good, they're all turning their back on you and going back to the minion village to make minion villagers. It might look like their heads are messed up because I coded something wrong, but this is actually a very intentional side effect of interspecies minion villager breeding. If you liked minion pig breeding, or hawk tuah, or identity theft, or getting punished for identity theft, please like the video. I'm making a mod that lets you commit every single other felony in Minecraft next time, so subscribe to not miss it, and I'll see you soon.